So when you go to that page, you're gonna have to log in on Oracle websites. If you don't have a Oracle login, you're gonna have to create one. And then you're gonna get to this page here, right? There's a guideline instructions. There's the dates here that you should pay attention to. The last few years, let me tell you how those dates work, right? In the last few years, Oracle has been doing like a rolling submission process. That means, you know, they're gonna end on March 13, but it might have changed this year, right? But until last year, it ends on March 13, and March 13 they start evaluating the talks. So you still can submit after that date, right? But what happens is that you know, your talk might not even be evaluated because you know, because the selection team's already gone through the talks or something like this. So even if the call for paper is open after March 13, just realize that on March 13, the selection process is going to start, right? So you know, send soon, it's better. They might have decided that this year they're going to close down. I don't know. So then you there's a big button here, start to submit proposal, right? I'm just gonna once you go to the I'm just gonna take a look. Well, you start here, and there's a form that you had to submit. Okay, but I'm just gonna go over. I don't want to submit a lot of test presentations, but I will go over one that I already submitted here, just so you guys know. So that is a test submission. So this is the form that you're gonna have. You can add it later. You can add it many times, but once you go through the process, already submit it. So and then you can come back and add it, no problem. So there's a title. We're gonna talk about titles in a minute, but there's a title. The abstract. This is the public abstract, right? This is what's gonna go in the website. Here goes here you attract your audience. Okay, on the abstract, you're gonna say things that will, both the title and the abstract, they're used to attract people to your talk, right? The title and the abstract have to be interesting enough so this committee, the selection committee, will like it and evaluate better because the title and the abstract is good. Okay, so it's very, very important. Those two things are very, very important because they'll be the ones they're gonna go to the websites that will actually attract people to your talk, right? Then you have the session types, right? So let me kind of, you know, there's a link here for you to take a look at the full description, but I'll give you a general idea. Birds of a feather are special presentations that happen at night, so they are there's less people, there's less competition for birds of a feather. They're usually more discussion. So if you submit something as a bird of a feather, I would suggest that you treat it as more like a discussion thing than as a presentation. But you know, there are people that submit as presentation and get accepted. So you know, you can decide to do that too. It's less competition because it's a lot less people that come to those sessions. It isn't. Some of them end like 11 o'clock at night, right? So it gets so you know, you might have a little bit more chance doing this. Birds of a feather session are good ones to do panels, to do discussion with other people. That's a good place to be. Developer sessions are the, you know, normal sessions, right? Those are the sessions that goes during the day that you actually get. That's where developer sessions are more like what we call a presentation, right? You know, it's 50 minutes long during the day. Main part of the conference is developer sessions. Okay, so those are the two ones. Those are the main ones. Developer session, the main one. Birds of a feather are like the second one, right? The second main one. Everything else is special purpose. Okay, hands-on labs are, you know, it's like a lab where people have to do exercise and do things. Ignite session, there's a special day that you have Ignite sessions, right? So it's also it's an easy one. It's a 5-minute presentation. It's very short. You know, it has a special format. So take Google for Ignite session for you to take a look at how it is. It's a very special session, and there is a specific day and specific time where the Ignite sessions happen. All of them happen together at the same time in a few rooms. So it's an easy way to get entry because it's a short session. So there's lots of Ignite sessions going on, and so you know you can submit. It's a special type of session. Kids session. There is a kids event right before Java 1, so you can submit something for kids if you want. So it's not part of the main event, but you can do this. And a tutorial session. A tutorial session is a longer session that it also happens in special time, right? So you can submit a tutorial session too. So the two main ones, developer session, bird of feather sessions, are the main ones for the conference itself. Everything else is special, but you can use those special ones to get accepted. Primary track should be you know, whatever is that your main topic of the conference is, right? Notice that Oracle CodeOne is the new name of Java 1, but it's not a Java conference anymore. It's very important. It's not a Java conference anymore, right? There is a lot of Java stuff, right? You know, Java ecosystem, core Java platform, Java server side. There's lots of stuff, but you can submit for any language, any technology, for everything, right? So, you know, DevOps, it could be, you know, an Ansible talk, right? Modern web could be JavaScript. You know, data science could be Python, right? You know, it doesn't matter. It's a multi-language, multi-platform, multi-technology event now. Okay, so take advantage of this. There's an important thing here. Take advantage of this because very few people from other languages are submitting talks. That means people that do submit talks have a good chance because there's less competition. Okay, so think about that when you submit things. So it doesn't even need to be language programming, right? I'll talk about this in a minute. So this is the primary track. The secondary track, I'm on the committee of the developer community track, and we are always on the lookout for good community tracks. For that track, we prefer talks that has some relationship with the community. So talks that they're given by user group leaders, for example, or community leaders. They're gonna get preference on that track. But you know, at least you know I'm involved in this. Okay, that's a secondary track. Okay. Primary audience, you know, as I said, it's not a Java event anymore. So there's all kinds of other people here, DBAs, developers, data scientists, DevOps, right? So there's other personas here on that you can focus on, right? So you don't need to be talking about languages if you don't want to. Okay, very, very important. Presentation summary. So this here goes the description for the committee. This will not go on the website, right? Not public. Okay, so here you can add information about customers that are using your ideas. You know, links to projects, right? That you participate at. You know, you can add stuff, and notice that the limit here is like 4,000 characters. It's way above 750 characters here. Okay. So, you know, you can add, I suggest you to add as much information that will allow you, that will help the committee to select you. Okay. So it's not for you to talk about you, it's for you to talk about how this helps people. Okay. We're going to talk in a minute how to do presentations here, how to submit things in a good way. But, you know, make sure that you add enough information that shows that this is valid, that this is something that's worthwhile. If you're, for example, if your talk is gonna, you know, you can explain how deep you go in your talk here, for example, right? Okay, experience level. my suggestion to you is don't ever put introductory and don't ever put advanced. Unless you have a very specific reason to put introductory or advanced, always go intermediate. Why? Because intermediate allows people that are beginning to participate on the talk and allows also more advanced people to come and watch it. You know, your talk should go from the beginning all the way to deep stuff, right? So, you know, your talk should always go more on the intermediate level anyway. If you have something that's very advanced, right, that you really want very advanced, because you know you're not going to start early, right? You're already going to start way advanced. You should put advanced if you have a good reason for it. And also, if you have a good reason for introductory talks, there's very few introductory talks on Oracle CodeOne, right? So, you know, I would go mostly with intermediate. If you have a video of your presentations, put here. That's a good thing. You can also put on top here in the presentation summary. It's important, right? If you have a video of you speaking on YouTube, it's good. But if you have a video on another event, even if it is in Portuguese, right? Even if it is in Portuguese, if you have a video of you presenting somewhere else, it's useful because it shows to the organizer that you are a speaker in other conferences. Are you a member of a user group? You know, I would say, you know, if you're not a member of a user group, you should fix that, by the way, right? So, you know, go find a user group for you to be a member of. Okay, then you go and continue here. You add participants, right? Participants, it's, you know, put someone else's email. Oops. Right? You put someone else's email on here. Then the system will go and get the information that speaker has already introduced it, right? So, you know, you have to add yourself here, okay? Add yourself to this. Otherwise, you're going to because you can't submit talks for other people. You can be the submitter for someone else's talk, right? So add yourself to your talk, right? You know, if you don't know the person's bio, he can put it later. You know, for some reason, there's lots. That's lots of things here. Let me kind of put these. Groundbreaking ambassador. Okay, right. Okay, so then you press ads, right? You don't need to, if you don't know the information, the person's information, you know, let's say you put someone's email that's not here. Let's say someone that does not exist at javaman.com.br. If you add someone that doesn't exist, you see it's not going to be populated. You can add the information for that person. So just add whatever information you can. You know, the mandatory information, you might just have to say, you know, temp or test or something, right? If you don't know, and then the person can come back and fix the information later. Okay, then you continue, and that's it. The proposal submission is done, and it's added to your home, to your login. It's added here as a submission, right? Okay, so you can send as many submissions that you want, right? You know, the partial. I don't. In the past, you could just save it, the submission, and then it would come in as partial. I don't see the save button here anymore. So maybe there is a maybe if you don't fill out some information, maybe that could be a way that it becomes partial. I don't know, but in the past you could do that. Okay. All right. Any question about this, guys?
I have one about the user group. You said that we need to put a user group, but you mean like like us here in Brazil. You mean like Soul Java or Real Java for me at least?
Okay,
Something like this?
Yeah, it's there's not that many options, right? You know, it just says
Oh, okay.
there's a lot of Oracle user groups, and if you're Java, you only have the Java user group. So
okay, easy.
So you don't have that much of a choice. Okay.
Easy one. Okay.
Yes, previous years that they had an option for you to put the name of the user group itself, but they took out. I think since last year you can't do that anymore. So, what I think is bad. I prefer when you could put the name of the user group. But anyway.
Okay, I have a question, Bruno. So I had a different talk in another conference. Do you think it would be valuable to add this link, even if it is something different from the presentation I'm submitting?
Oh yes, sure. The whole idea, yes. Talk about the link here, the link of the presentation. Yes, don't. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you present, if it's that presentation. It's actually usually they're looking for new content anyway, right? So probably you never did that presentation in an event. So the whole idea is to put your other speaker engagement, right? Because the whole idea is that to help the committee to select you. Okay, so if the committee doesn't know who you are, they need to see you speaking to help on the selection.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, put whatever, put the best presentation you have on this link, right? If you did a keynote in an event, put that keynote. If you had a presentation that you thought was amazing, put that one. It's just so they see your style of presenting. If you have a link, if you have an amazing presentation that you did in Portuguese, right? Just they seeing you speaking, it's enough, even if it's in Portuguese. Notice that they say, please record a 2-minute pitch and submit a link to the online recording, right? If you have to do that, if you have to record a 2-minute pitch, it's because you haven't spoken in other places before, right? And so, they will, it's like just showing that you're a beginner, right? As a speaker, that's not a problem. But of course, if you can submit something that you already did, because that shows that you are already a speaker. Okay.